I'll start off this superintendent's report by just providing a very brief overview on where we are with pre-K. Things are underway for our January 3rd start for our first class going to pre-K. They're hosting an open house. They were supposed to be yesterday, but with the storm, they postponed. So they're starting their open house. The open house is for the students and their families to become familiar with the program, the facility, the teacher. So it's very exciting that things are moving along there. We will be announcing a webinar for the 24-25 school year for pre-K. Those families can save the date of January 10th. We're going to have an 8:30 p.m. webinar, so hopefully you'll get the pre-Kers down to bed, and then you'll be able to hop on the webinar with us and learn a little bit about where we are at that time with planning for our September 2024 school year with pre-K. So I'll be announcing that through several different methods, but really important for this cohort of families, especially if they don't have current students in the schools, that we really leverage our community networks and make sure that folks that we know are well aware of the webinar. I wanted to provide some information on our consent agenda items. Tonight, I am very happy to recommend Ashley O'Hara to the interim middle school assistant principal vacancy. I had to think a lot about that. That's a lot of words. Interim middle school assistant principal vacancy. Ms. O'Hara has been serving the students, families, and her colleagues in Pleasantville for almost 17 years. So I'm very excited to recommend her to the school board to vote on her becoming our interim middle school AP principal. Starting in January, where we'll have some changes. And yes, she will cause further change, but we are excited about this amazing opportunity for someone who has been with the Pleasantville community for such a long time to take over in that seat. So congratulations, Ms. O'Hara. The second thing I wanted to point out to the board and the community was something on the November Revenue and Appropriation Status Report. You guys have a copy, and a copy is available for the public to view on our agenda. So the amount to the far right column with the title over under shows we are under, just over, $461,000. However, the line right under that line that says appropriated from fund balance, that is the amount of appropriated fund balance this budget was built to use. So the appropriated fund balance exceeds the total under the budget amount, signifying the appropriate amount of fund balance allocated we would need. So it's important to note that these are just projections that are updated each month and only becomes exact when we close the books in July. So I just want to make sure that you see this piece. That line shows that we are under budget for this year, almost, just a little over 461,000, but we had allocated 1.3 plus million. So because our appropriated from fund balance amount, which we had planned to use in this budget, exceeds that 461, we're actually not in the red for our total budget. So it's important to think about where we are in the school year in terms of budgets, billing. We update every month as close as we can based on what we know and what we think we know is going to happen with our funds. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone knew that. Does that work?
Yeah, I've seen in years past, month to month, it fluctuates.
Yes.
Quite a lot, and by the end, it often is much smaller.
So an important piece, right, is like I said, these are projections that are updated each month and only becomes exact actually when we close the books. So that's after year end, June 30th, and then our entire business office is crunching numbers again to close the books during the summer. Anything you wanted to add to that, John?
I think the important thing to recognize is that we are only 5 months into the year. So right now, we are not even at a half year point yet, so
Okay.
it's just projections.
Okay. The last thing that I wanted to make mention on in the consent agenda was you have a memorandum of agreement with the district and the administrators unit. This negotiation really, for me, signifies the value in Pleasantville on the people. And the role that these 10 administrators play in our district in their leadership positions, and really about building relationships with the staff, with the families, with one another, with the larger community, is just so important. So I'm really happy about having this at this point in the school year. It helps us, the earlier that we negotiate, build our budget more accurately for 24-25. So I want to thank the administrators for what they do in supporting this district to be able to achieve everything that it can. The last thing that I wanted to mention was our winter concert season, which has just been such a tremendous treat. The audiences of the Bedford Road School and the middle school have been awed by the amazingly talented musicians. I have had the pleasure of hearing the 2 singing groups from the high school at a Rotary luncheon. So we are definitely in store for a treat tomorrow night, which will be our last winter concert with the high school performance. In addition to the concerts, last week the high school had their Honor Society induction night, where over 99 students were inducted into 10 honor societies. So with compounding interest, that's 222 new members, right? Because they are in multiple honor societies. So that's really tremendous for when you think about like our class size, that we have over 99 students in honor societies. It's an amazing thing for us here in Pleasantville and something to definitely be very proud of. We are very appreciative of our parent groups who are extending their helping hands this holiday season with luncheons and book fairs. So many thanks to our parent volunteers. And overall, I just want to wish everyone a very happy holiday season. In case you need to shop, this is going to be a plug. Please consider visiting Fabulous Finds on Thursday at the Presbyterian Church from 12:30 to 3:30. This is a tremendous program for our students to apply life skills and real-world situations, and I promise that they will impress you, as will the shop. This place is a better shopping experience than Marshall's and TJ Maxx. I'm not kidding you. They are organized. If you look at the pictures I put on social media, they are organized. There's a toy section, a clothes section, a shoe section. Their home goods are like incredible. I promise you will leave happy, and isn't that what this season is all about? Again, I wish you a very merry and bright season, and I'm not sure if this will help or hinder, but Friday is our last day of school for kids, for parents. You know, you might be coming at this from a different angle. Before returning on Wednesday, January 3rd of 2024. So Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you.